Hey, Coach. Thanks for the time. So in your last game, you lost James Sands and Santi Rodriguez to injuries. I'm just wondering how much did the loss of those two, if at all, change your tactical approach against Cincinnati, given that they've been sort of regulars in the lineup? And do you have an update on their conditions?
Um, I think when you lose two really important guys, I think it is going to have an effect on the balance of the team because those two guys have been Santi and James have been really important guys for us. But I think having gone through the recruitment process through the mid-season window, we had the ability to put in an Andres Pereira for James Sands, and I think Andres has shown through the break, the game we played against Austin, and when we put him on against Minnesota, he's shown that he can bring a different dynamic to our midfield. So I thought he played well in the game. Of course, we want James back as soon as possible. Julian Fernandez came in off the right side, where Santi normally plays off the left, but we changed the tactical. We were a little bit more flexible tactically, and I think Julian showed glimpses of how exciting he can be. But Santi is is DP for us and really important player. So we got into enough moments to create chances. So I don't think it had a huge effect on the way that the team played. It didn't change our style so much, but two really important guys. We're pleased to have Santi back. James Sands is just going through a process of checking off the last part of his rehab. Both were really small injuries, but weren't available for Cincinnati. Santi's full and ready to go, although he didn't train with the team a lot over the last few days because of the small injury. James, like I say, is going through the last stages of his rehab, so he's not ruled out for the game. But we're going to have to push him hard today.
Michael?
Nick, obviously I have to ask you the difficult question about Maxime Chanot's departure. I know you were pressed on it twice on Saturday. So now that it's officially announced, what can you share that you might have been holding back from Saturday's press conference?
No, Michael, I appreciate that Maxime is a really important guy, or a big guy for New York City, and I appreciate when you ask on Saturday after the game is people want answers, and all I can say is on Saturday it was really important for me to respect Maxime's wishes and respect his the reasons why he wanted to go at this moment, go home and be by his family and make this move at this time. Is it's been difficult for myself and for the team and for him, but all I can say is the respect I have and we have as a football club for Maxime and what he has done and has been, even just this year for myself, wearing the captain's armband in a real difficult period for the football club, and being that huge presence and leader. We've seen in those games how important he was. But 8 years and a record amount of appearances is, in these moments, we have to think of the guy and we have to think of the guy's wishes. And Maxime, had many reasons that he shared, in his video and through the press release of why this moment was critical for him, and the want and the wish at his period in his career to go and be close to his family and go and play for the club that is in his home. And it's difficult, but I think we had to consider what he's given and to the football club, and how much we wanted to show the respect and the willingness to give him back what he's given to us. So, I said to him, I wish him all the best. And it's difficult, but we have to focus on the game now. We have two really important home games over the next 3 days, which will be critical for us. And like I say, we send him with all the well wishes.
Cushing?
Hi, Coach. We touched on it a little bit there with Richie, the home games that are coming up. It's a challenging moment, but I'm also kind of reminded of the theory of pressure is privilege, and the idea that this is a great opportunity for you guys to grow from it. So I'm curious to get your thoughts on it.
Yeah, listen, we're well aware of the position we're in. I've said across every press conference, and we share the real frustration and disappointment. But all we can do is continue to work really hard, continue to really fight and really believe. And in this moment, we have 2 home games that are really close together in front of our home fans, which is a huge opportunity to give us a real foundation going into what is 5 home games with an international break in between. The guys are really aware of the opportunity that we have, and it starts tomorrow evening. And, you know, as a group of players, as a group of staff, as everybody in this facility, front office, back office, playing staff, we have a huge desire and a huge want to go further than we've been, in the sense of, you know, creating chances against Minnesota, dominating the game, but not winning the game. We have to win the football game now. And, you know, for me, I think it will be critical the way that we start the game, the way that we approach the game, and hopefully we can get all of our fans behind us. Our fans have been amazing in these moments, whether it be last year against Atlas off the back of a difficult moment, Red Bull at home 2 days later. You know, the fans have been the difference. Miami at home in Citi Field in the playoffs. The fans have been the difference in this game, and we for sure in this moment, we need everybody.
Oliver?
Hi, thank you. I'm sure that you're aware that there's a part of the fan base which is upset and frustrated, even maybe a little bit rabid right now. What do you have to, well, I mean, are you aware of them, and what do you have to say to the fans who are frustrated by the results and also by losing one of the benchmark players of this club?
We understand their frustration. We share the frustration in the results, because we fight every day and we work really hard. And I've said this earlier in the season, is nobody feels the pain more than myself. Of course, the fans are there, and every game, you know, disappointed with the league position, but we need the fans in this moment. We need, you know, we want them to know that we're fighting hard. We want them to know that the real desire and the drive to, 1, get a win tomorrow evening, and 2, continue to get points on the board to climb the table, is there. We believe that we will do it, and with the fans behind us, we have a huge chance now with 2 home games. And, you know, I've said before, I said after the Gabriel Pereira departure, is we understand the frustration is there, because, you know, these guys are really important. But in this moment, you know, Maxime had a conversation with the football club, and we respect his personal reasons and the reasons in this moment why it was really important to him to return home.
Final one, Joel?
Hey, Coach. So you mentioned Julian Fernandez and a little bit of the impact that he's had. I'm just wondering, for a guy coming in at 19 years old, what are your realistic expectations for him down the stretch of the season?
I think the expectations for him are that he's going to be exciting in the offense. He's going to be a guy that can create some goal chances. He's going to be a guy that is really good with the ball at his feet, because he is young and he is really enthusiastic and he wants to come and be a real important impact player for New York City. But there's going to be an element of adaptation, one to the league and one to the tactical side of how we play, especially without the ball. But just because he's a young player, and we knew this, the expectations were for the Cincinnati game, we knew he could be somebody that could go and be impactful for us with the ball. But we also knew that, you know, there was going to be small areas that we're going to have to work with him. And, you know, I think you'll see him coming into games, coming off the bench at times, starting games because he has real quality. But I think, you know, a guy with real potential, somebody that's going to be really exciting for our football club.
Great. Thank you, everyone.